Been a little while. I kind of curious if anyone's even going to show up here. Um, so I'll give it a minute. I'll bring up my iPad. Okay. Man, that's way off. My camera's way off, isn't it? And hold on just a second. Is my table? Okay, give me just 1 second, okay? I gotta get all my stuff here together. It's been a while. There we go. Hey, that'll work. Will it work? It's going to be a little crooked. Like I said, it's been a little while. Heck, my light even turned out and stuff. Okay. Rosie, Vonda, it's nice to see you guys. Been a little while, huh? I've had some, I haven't tie-dyed actually, and I did, I've been working with a friend on Fridays, and she's been kind of wanting to learn to tie-dye a bit. Actually, I needed to clean my table off. It's the first thing I do before every shirt. There we go. So, I posted a pleated prism the other day and had a few people wondering about it. They were new, and like Stephanie always said, uh, summertime there's a lot of new dyers, and so I'll go ahead and show how I do this pleated prism. This is a um, Fruit of the Loom HD cotton, and extra large. Okay, so we'll start by getting a good starting point, good crisp starting point there. They feel kind of a little thinner than what I'm used to, but we'll get it. Rain hat, the military guy. Hey, thanks. All right, so we'll start by centering our shirt. And there's tutorials on even just how to center your shirt. This is just to make that little dot right there is just a little starting point for me to grab. I'll step to the side here. And I gotta remember to keep my head up out of the way. I'm gonna put my sleeve inside this sleeve. And don't, word of advice, I wouldn't go by your tag. If you go by your tag, it's not always going to be center. So you use your seams up here on the shoulder, line them up, reach up in there, line these up, and that one does fall right in the center of the tag. And right where my little makeshift dot was there. Okay, put that down. Happy Father's Day to any fathers out there. I'm just getting buffering. Oh, well, that sucks. Anybody else just buffering and stuff? I have fiber optic internet. I would think that it would be all right, but you never know. I'll use my rifle cleaning rods. Go up through and get a nice into my shirt there. Same up here. Okay, good, Rosie. Sorry if you're having trouble, Avery. I gotta remember to keep my head up out here. If you don't have any like rifle cleaning rods or something, you can use wooden dowel rods, or Stephanie always suggested using the out of window blinds, the little twist thing, the little rod. I always thought that was a good idea. Okay, so there's my centered shirt, sleeve inside a sleeve. I'm gonna have to watch my iPad here because I have knocked it over before. Kelly was none too happy. All right. So I like to start not just, dead center, a little up high, a little higher up, just below the armpit. I'll put a little mark there. And then draw a nice little arc about 2-3 inches away from the end. I like that. And stop there for a second. That's why I draw a dot. That way I can always get right back up on my arc. I'll use my yardstick here. I'm going to line it up with the edge of my shirt, inside of my shirt here. And come down. And it'll let me know where I need to cross that line. And I won't be done with that either. Going around. So right there. That's all I need to do with that. A little bit of working the shirt just for a second. Find the center of your arc right there. And instead of drawing an arc, we'll draw out a triangle here. Right there. And then again, cross that line that I just made over here. Okay. This is where I'm going to make my turn. Right around there. I can put my yardstick up here. Now what I'm going to do is just pleat up this line, stop right here, make my turn, and then pleat back down. It doesn't take long. It's actually a little shorter than, it's actually less time than working my way around the arc, for sure. All right, I was just getting ready to look up a collaboration video that you did with a guy, which I watched back in November, and here you go live. Awesome, Amy. So yeah, this is the pleated prism. It has pretty cool results. I've always liked them. I thought of this one day, instead of doing an, I drew my arc out and I just did the same thing. I drew my arc and I was like, I wonder what it would look like if I just drew a triangle inside of it. So we'll start pleating up this line, make our turn, and come back down. We'll add sinew to it, and ice and dye, and dye, ice, and dye, because we do dye over ice and dye under ice, like this. Or you can do, when I first started doing them, I just did single color. All right, so just try to keep your line straight as you can. And just work your way up. It's easier said than done. Sometimes you have to start over. And don't, let me say, I need to tell you, work this end, but don't work this inside end under the armpit. Just let it go and just let it do its thing and be kind of loose there. Okay. And it's not always easy to end up right here. Sometimes you go over and stuff. If I go over too far, then I'll just pull it down, start over. Maybe try a little smaller of a pleat. Just work up there. It looks like I probably will be a little over. So we'll just start it. Actually, that ended pretty good. All right, so it doesn't take long. It's not that long of a shirt. Let me put my hat on backwards here. Always forget about that. So if you need to zoom in, Christy, hi, how are you? Yeah, my camera's off just a little bit. I just uh, got my stuff together kind of fast, so it's kind of wonky, but it serves its purpose. So I kind of had a diamond shape flashing through my mind's eye too. This is crazy. I'm having fun. Okay, so we have that little dash right here that goes underneath the tip of the triangle, and that's where we're going to start making our turn. And what you want is you want your shirt to stick up. It'll stick up, and you make I usually make like 3 good turns. And I'll try to keep my head back here. And I put one hand on my line and one hand over here, and I force a big tall fold up, just like that. Okay. And I'm going to do it again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep turning my shirt until this line lines up with this line. I needed to keep this loose for a reason, and you'll see here shortly. So I'll try to hold this and just try to work that around. So there's another one that sticks up, and then I'll get probably one more good one. And that line looks like it's going to line up pretty good right there. So that looks like it's going to be, that's going to do pretty good right there. It came together pretty good. So I know you can't see it. I don't know why I'm breathing hard, but I know you can't see it, but with my ruler here, up off these folds are 3/4 of an inch tall. It's what it usually seems what most of my folds are, about 3/4 inch tall. Total, these where I made these the turn, these folds are about an inch and 5/8, close to an inch and a half. But above the fold, they were exactly an inch. So right above this fold, so they almost look like dorsal fins sticking up off of a fish, is what it looks like. Now what I'm going to do, so this is why I needed to keep this loose, because I need to start working this shirt this way, or my folds that way. And I need to try to remember to keep my head out of the way here for you. Okay, and I'll make a fold, start making my folds about the same as I did coming, when I first started here. Feels about right. Okay. All right. Easy enough. All right. Keep your line straight. All right. Is it making sense to you? It's pretty easy, isn't it? It's not too hard. Okay. See? Not hard. Now what we'll do is I'm going to come around and make sure those lines are straight right there. I'm going to get my head in the way just a second. I like it. Okay, here's my rubber bands. And sometimes, and I show this sometimes, I'll put a few of the ones that I like around me. And I'll just get them right in there. Yeah, and this is just to hold the folds, because I'm going to be adding sinew here in a second. So I can go ahead and finish these. Yeah. And I never told you, I soaked the shirt in soda ash for about 15, 20 minutes. And uh, we'll add more soda ash to it. and I spun it out in my Panda spin dryer for about a couple minutes. Nothing too much. Okay, so these little points right here aren't too bad. I'm just going to leave it just like that, because I kind of worked it when I went around. I kind of worked these pleats. If not, you can use like a pleating tool. Boredom with Jen makes these pleating tools that I use. They look like this, and you can stick them in, and it helps you to get these little corners in there nice and nice and tight. So I'll go ahead and add one there and one there, and usually here's my center, the center where I started my triangle, and my sleeve usually hangs down. Now if I do a long sleeve, I just wrap it around and work it up this way, and it usually comes up to about right here. Okay. There. There. That there. Okay. I had the perfect amount of rubber bands there. There's my light flickering. My eyes. Okay. Yeah, I just saw it on the screen flickering. Sorry about the glare there. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do every. Let's see how long this little emblem piece is right there. So it's going to get cut off. It's going to get cut no matter what. So let's do. All right. So I usually start my 2.5 every 2.5 inches right here, not so much at the end. And that's going to put. Okay, I like that. I can deal with that. What I don't want to do is cut these little 3 lip fins type thing where I made my turn, smash them, but it's not necessarily probably a bad thing, you know, to kind of smash them a little bit. But here's my line, 7.5 and 10. 2.5, 5, and I'll call that. Okay, so I'm going to draw some lines here, and these are going to be my sinew lines, and that's not one. I usually use a different color marker so I don't get messed up. And put my sinew on the wrong lines. Here's some sinew. I'm going to make a slip knot, and I want my here's my 2.5, but I always want to start just above the tip of my shirt here, the center of my shirt. But anyway, I want this knot to fall on this side because I like to work that way. There we go. I'll do that. So it didn't take too long to fold it up. It didn't take long at all. You're going to wrap this twice. I'm going to try to stack it as well as I can here. and pull till it cinches. That's spun out on me a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it one more time. Do that. Now what I'll do is move up to this line, put my fingertip at the top, and it pretty much lines me up for the next one. You guys still out there? Did I die? No? Still see it. Okay. I'll move up to this line. And what I do is I wrap 2 times and pull till it cinches, and it's not going to create a real distinct white line like a geode. All right. If I was to wrap 3 or 4 times and pull till it cinched, then yes, I would leave a pretty distinct white line, but I'm not going for that. I'm going for the disturbance of the dye. Just disturb it a little bit. So you can zoom in and you can see where I pull till it cinches right there. And if I leave, I might leave like just a little bit of white, like not really so much white, but that helps with my I should have thrown this up here from the beginning. So that's what we're doing. And here's where we, here's where we made our arc. And we made it a triangle. And then here's the pleats. And then there's where we make the turn. And then there's where we go back down. Up here you start getting some of these pretty cool looking emblems. And right down here too. You can see it better on the back. This was, what was it? Oh, this was brushed steel and pearl. And they're both from Pro Chemical and Dye. It looks like some of the pearl, the back stuck with the pearl a little more. You can see a little bit of the pink. It's supposed to have like a little pinkish hue to it, kind of like the inside of a shower or whatnot. So this already, that pearl didn't hit real hard, so there was a little bit of white in that, but not from the sinew. The sinew is just going to kind of interrupt the dye flow there. I don't have another one to share with you. I did one and posted it the other day, but it was for an order. Okay, so I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm going to try to just keep that from getting completely smashed right there. And it probably will, but it's all right. Pull it till it's a little taut. It's twice. Pull till it cinches. Okay. Get that up out of the way. Now, I'll show you what I usually do here. I cut that slack line. There. Usually I cut that slack line, but that's not in my way. It's not going to do anything. Okay. It's falling pretty good. Get my head up out of there. One. Pull it till it cinches. And at least one more here. Another one there. Let's do it. And that's the fold of the pleated prism. And here's those little fins that I was talking about. So sometimes I'll cut that, and I'll just go ahead and do it, and I'll show you what, most of the time what I do have to do is to make sure it's not going to cut my shirt, of course. And that wax will hold it. So yeah. You can do the same with that one if I need to. Make sure I'm not cutting the shirt. Alright. Easy peasy, huh? Not hard. This is the front. I'm going to have everything flowing down this way. So what I've already picked my colors. I've never used black and stormy sky together, and I'm curious what is going to happen with it. So, and it's New Black by Dharma. Okay, just still here. I had to attend someone and miss the turn. I'm going to have to go back and watch it. All right. I don't see a video. I just get buffering. Wow, that sucks, man. Well, I don't know. Man, I wonder if it's not on your end, because it doesn't seem like anybody else is having buffering issues. And like I said, I have fiber optic, and I usually have pretty good internet service. So let me bring my dye station down here to the table, and I usually don't like to have dye on my table, but always under the circumstances. Okay, and that's just a cookie sheet or a big pizza pan. I don't know, 9, 15 by whatever. But it has the top one is perforated and it has holes, and my dye falls through, and I collect that dye and never use it. I mean, I have on a couple few shirts, but not like I should or could. Okay, so since I'm doing 2 colors and my first color is going to be under the ice, I'm going to collect my black. And I'm going to do black on the sinew lines, and I'm going to do stormy sky over top of the ice. All right. This is New Black, and it's a Dharma color. And I try my best to wear my respirator, but with being live, it's not the easiest to do. There's my first line. And I'm not going to incline this stuff real hard because I have a feeling this black might run pretty good. And that was just computer paper that I cut long ways and put under the shirt. That way I can collect my dye. But if I'm doing like multiple colors and it's hard for me to catch it, I just use a paper towel and kind of just wipe it through those holes. Okay, so that is the dye under the ice right there. Okay, pretty easy. So let me keep my new black out here for just a second. And then I have a 5-inch gutter system, aluminum. Then I'll put this in the gutter. Collect that back up. And I can just throw this old computer paper away. Okay, and just use the same spoon and wipe it off here. And then I can go ahead and get this out of the way. Okay, and I have my stormy sky right there. I'm going to, I just use these old washcloths. I put them at the end and leave a 2-inch gap from the end to the just leave a little gap on both ends. And I'm going to just grab my ice. I'm going to fill an old salad bowl here. It's a salad bowl. I'm just going to fill this with ice. And I'm going to pour it on my shirt. But let me grab my ice. And I have my headphones in so you can hear probably everything that I do. I make my own ice. And I have a deep freezer, so I keep it in a deep freezer. And that's the loud stuff right there. I usually have to fill the bowl up and then just a little smidge after. And I usually do this on the floor and it's easier to see what I do. But you'll see a lot of people place ice cubes on it. And I do with certain, that's, it's not garlic powder, but it's, I put soda ash in a garlic powder bottle. And they'll lay it on nice and easy. And I do too with, like I said, with certain folds. But with this and my double fan folds and fan folds and stuff, I just pour it on. And I actually recorded it slow-mo to see how much dye gets thrown around. And it was pretty cool. It is displacing some dye, but it hasn't really messed with my results. And I'm happy with my results. So I'm not going to ruin a good day. I'll just keep doing it. But I pour and I do it fast. And I usually have to add just a smidge more. So I don't know my weight of my ice there. Who knows? I mean, it doesn't weigh much, 10 pounds, not even 10 pounds. So I'm not using a real bunch of ice, but this is a 5-inch gutter. This isn't the gutter that you get at Home Depot or Lowe's. My friend has his own gutter business. He makes these gutters off the end of his truck, his end of his trailer, and he let me a couple times go and grab gutter when I need it, and which is really cool. Um, So, actually, let me put my, since I'm going to have this dye out, let me grab my thing back here. All right, so these washcloths was basically just to keep the ice from flying out all over the place. All right, and they're wet washcloths. That way they kind of just held their shape and stayed where they needed to. Now, I have here a little red uh, screen sifter. Oh, I see what's happening. My phone's starting to bend a little bit down. It's okay. We'll get it fixed for next time. But anyway, what I do, and it helps me kind of stay light-handed, but also an even amount. And I don't mind having an even amount on this. Now with tall deep scrunches, you might just want to use a spoon. That way you can not have an even amount. You know, some things you want, you know, with scrunches, you might want it to be kind of not splotchy, but you know what I mean. All right, so you can see it changing to blues. There's a little bit of filler in there. What is that stuff? I just toss it out in my trash can there. Do I like that? I think I do. I think I like that. Now what I'll do is add some more soda ash. And I'm not easy with it. I'm not afraid to use it. Like so. Now I'm going to angle this. I have a little contraption over here. It's those buffet pans, and I just use those and a little cooler and incline it. And my incline is usually, it used to be, well, and still is, right around 17 degrees. And you can get an app called iLevel, and you can put your phone on it, and it'll tell you what your degrees is and all that on your incline. And I've done it enough and used the same stuff that I know that it's about between 17 and 15 degrees. But this, I'm using a bucket, and it's just a little tiny bit shorter. And so it's going to be probably 12 degrees, 10 to 12 degrees. And it'll sit there. This ice will be melted by tomorrow. And then, let me straighten my phone back up here. My ice will be melted by in the morning. And um, I'll put it in a trash bag, take it upstairs, and put it in my attic. And it's nice and warm up there. Probably it's supposed to be really hot this week. I want to try to do a lot of tie dyeing because it's going to be 106. It's going to feel like 106 degrees outside this week. So my attic gets really hot, and I batch up there. I put it in a trash bag and just keep it up there for a couple of days, and come back and rinse it out. I use a little salad bowl, a salad bowl just like what I used for this ice, and I throw my shirt in it. I rinse it out till it's clear, and then I throw that shirt in a little salad bowl and put a little squirt of Dawn on it and hand wash it. Get it real sudsy for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and then rinse it out till it's clear, and then just wash as normal. And I've never had a problem people use synthropol and all that, and that's fine, but I've never used it, never really felt the need to. So I'll do a reveal here in a couple days, and we'll see what this black and stormy sky looks like. I think it might look pretty cool. All right, so thanks for tuning in, and I appreciate you. Be careful if you go out, and I'll see you here in a couple days. If you have any questions, just comment, and I'll try to go through and answer them. All right. If not, you can find us on the Facebook groups. And so thanks again for tuning in, and I appreciate you very much. All right. Have a great night. Peace.